Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dan Schaefer. We begin with new details in that criminal trial in Limestone County of Sheriff Mike Blakely. Jury selection is officially underway, but our reporters were not allowed to observe a process that's usually open to the public. Sheriff Blakely is facing nearly a dozen ethics and theft charges. Here you can see Blakely leaving the Veterans Museum, where the jury pool gathered this morning. They later reconvened at 1:30 this afternoon at the Limestone County Courthouse. Now, normally jury selection is a public process, but today our reporters, along with the general public, were not allowed in the building. WAAY 31's Nicole Zedek joins us live in studio after speaking to a Huntsville attorney to try to gather more information as to why this high-profile case is starting behind closed doors. Nicole?
Dan, the attorney I spoke with said there are reasons why the public might be denied access to a trial, but it would need to be a very specific reason. And without a written opinion from the judge, right now it's unclear as to why she is keeping this process from the public.
I know that if you are going to restrict the media's First Amendment right of access to a public proceeding like a criminal jury trial, you better have a very good reason to do it, and you're going to need to issue, most likely going to need to issue an opinion.
Attorney Heath Brooks said there are situations where the judge would restrict public access to jury selection.
If allowing media access would lead to the jury not being fair and impartial to the defendant, or if there are privacy concerns for a victim or the jury.
But those reasons should be laid out in an opinion from the judge, which has not happened yet.
There probably needs to be an opinion issued for what the reasons are. And if there is not an opinion issued for what the reasons are, then I would expect that to be challenged somewhere down the line.
Along with violating the media's First Amendment right, it could violate the defendant's rights as well.
The general public not being allowed into a criminal jury trial, the defendant, Mr. Blakely, has a right, a Sixth Amendment and 14th Amendment right for the public to get to view his criminal jury trial. And that's pretty sacred in our Constitution.
So either side could challenge the judge's order.
Ultimately, the defendant or the prosecution, the state of Alabama, could challenge that, and that decision could be made by the Supreme Court of Alabama or perhaps the Court of Criminal Appeals.
Brooks said that we don't know all of the information the judge has, so there could be a very good reason we're not being allowed in. But until we have a written opinion stating exactly what that reason is, we'll continue to object to the judge's order. Live in studio, Nicole Zedek, WAAY 31 News.